What being addicted means doesn't mean using it. It means waking up one morning and your body telling you, not you saying, oh, that's my drugs, but your body saying, excuse me, I want them, I need them. And it's like having somebody inside you pulling and stretching and screaming. It's the most horrible thing.
Boy George, he said, I want them, I need them, I also love them. Elvis's great song leads appropriately to J.D. Sumner, and that's to whom your question is directed.
Right. J.D., I was wondering, did Elvis ever talk about that maybe he was going to die young? Did he know what he was doing to himself?
Live fast, die young. Did he ever think that? Or didn't Elvis think he was invincible?
Elvis considered himself to be an expert. He was like he was his own doctor. He was well read up on medicine. And he considered that he knew enough that he could do anything and stay within the bounds of that. So he never knew that he was addicted to anything.
I know you had a physician's desk reference, the Encyclopedia of Drugs. So did you, Mackenzie?
Yep.
Really?
Every year I got a new one.
Is that right?
PDR, oh yeah. I didn't go anywhere without my PDR. Yeah.
But you mentioned to start with that I was Elvis's drinking buddy. Elvis did not drink. And I knew Elvis from the time he was 14 until he passed away.
Little peach brandy.
One glass of peach brandy is all he ever drank.
But did he use it to wash down Quaaludes and Percodan and, you know, things of that nature?
Well, the only thing that I knew that Elvis took was Quaaludes, sleeping pills, and uppers, and very strong uppers. He would fire you for using marijuana. He detested cocaine. And he approved of me drinking because I sold him that my drinking enabled me to sing low. And I was a good salesman. I was the only man that could drink on stage. I actually had it to my right on stage. I had pure whiskey on stage. And I sold him that enabled me to sing low.
Well, I'm glad it didn't ruin your voice. You're going on the wagon there, J.D.
But I got to where I was drinking 2 fifths a day. They say that the fifth a day will kill you. That is wrong. I was drinking 2 fifths.
Good thing, eh?
I was drinking 2 fifths a day. And Elvis called me in and talked to me about it. He said, it's not hurting the show, but it's going to kill you. I'm concerned about it. I want you to lighten up on your drinking. But I had to get to the rock bottom myself. Like she said, that when you're in that condition, when you're a drunk or an alcoholic, nobody can tell you anything. You've got to hit rock bottom. You know, I almost...
I have to interject there.
Go ahead.
I have to interject. Not everybody hits that low of a bottom. There are high bottom outs also. I mean, recovering anything are all degrees. But the pathetic thing is that you really had to go to the bottom of your barrel. A lot of people have what we call a high bottom. And that is their own consciousness or their own
You mean they're functioning?
soul.
They can function?
You've got them on the streets, my God. I mean, please, I just was talking to someone the other day and making very good sense, and he was stoned out of his mind, but you know.
They're not functioning as themselves.
You're right, exactly. Exactly.
That's clear.
That,
what was your bottom, J.D.?
I never got drunk. You could talk to me just like I am right now. You could not tell it unless you smelt it on my breath. I was the best alcoholic that ever lived.
But what was your bottom then?
Because when I got where I couldn't drink good, I'd get off and rehearse. I did a lot of drinking, and you could not tell it. I mean, you got to hit, you yourself have
You
got
complaining, you bragging now, J.D. Now, I want to know what the bottom was.
We couldn't tell, but he could tell.
Well, but
yeah, right.
I'm saying rock bottom. You've got to realize that J.D. Sumner has got a problem before you can solve it. That's what I call
Anytime you drink 2 fifths of anything a day, you got a problem.
Geraldo, if I may, just a comment on hitting bottom. If we have to wait till people reach that themselves, then intervention means nothing. I feel very strongly that if you can intervene on anybody at any stage of his drinking or drugging and force or coerce or get him into treatment, it is here where you can teach people that they don't have to go a way far way down.
Absolutely.
And they are with folks like themselves. They can be taught that they are sick, not evil. What they have to hit is a moment of truth, where they wish to decide to not drink more than drink, because I always tell people who feel they've hit their bottom, if you think you've reached bottom, pick up a drink.
Watch me now.
You'll find out what bottom is
JD,
about. That's just
what
popped
would
the question.
Elvis have said, what would you have said if the Inquirer had picked up the story that you had raw whiskey alongside you during every concert, and here's Elvis taking, you know, all these awards from the federal government for his stance against addiction? How would you have reacted?
Well, of
if
course,
David Duffy had called you up and said, pick up the Inquirer next Monday, son, I got news for you?
it's pretty bad to how I probably would have reacted, or Elvis, either one, because I don't think that they have the right to expose anybody. What gives them the right?
Can I just say that, Geraldo? Geraldo, can I just... Okay.
I do believe that as you said, the freedom of speech and the freedom of the press. I don't necessarily agree with the emotional, personal issue of being outed, so to speak, but our Constitution allows for it.
Absolutely. The other thing, I'll let you in a secret.
I mean,
Look,
personally and emotionally, it's not helpful to the person.
The image
but
of the
legally
National
it's-
Enquirer, and this does happen, we do, of course, go around looking for things among celebrities. We cover celebrities like, you know, the Washington Post covers politics. I'm going to let you in a little secret from the chief snoop here. Sometimes I don't have to work very hard, because you may not realize this, Mackenzie probably does. Publicists, producers will sometimes call me in desperation, or call others on the Enquirer, and rat out, if you will, their own stars, because a big star like Mackenzie Phillips, with the problems she caused on the set, let's be honest, she was impacting on other people. She was very important. A lot of people's jobs depended on her.
Yes.
And they would call in desperation. You know how many times I've been called up and told, this star's getting too fat, do a story, please?
Did the people
Try to
from-
wake her up.
Did the people from One Day at a Time call you guys?
My lips are sealed. I'm in the business of telling secrets, not telling who
Let me
gave them
list
to me.
some of the other people outed in the pages of the Inquirer. Drew Barrymore, Gene Simmons of Kiss, obviously Liz Taylor, Jerry Lee Lewis. Now there's a boy that had a severe problem. I don't know if he's over it yet. Boy George, you saw him in the clip, Liza Minnelli, and Dennis Quaid. Dennis Quaid. You can tell us some of the stories behind this. David, I've got to take a break, and you're next again. Celebrity Addicts. Whose life is this anyway? That is our focus. Stay tuned.